These summertime barbecue drumsticks is going to be your family's go-to. So stay tuned to see how I get these put together. And it's all done in your oven. Okay, so to begin our recipe for our barbecue chicken drummies, I start out by cleaning my chicken using some salt and lime juice. I also have some kitchen shears here that I like to cut off the little pieces of feathers that are sometimes on it and a little extra fat. I have a large stainless steel bowl that I'm going to place the chicken in, and of course I have my sink here. I also have some soap here with bleach in it. That's why my soap doesn't have any color, because I use it to wipe down everything once I'm done. I will try to make sure that I remove as much stuff off my counters as possible in the process when I'm cleaning the chicken, so that way it's easier for me to sanitize once I'm done, to reduce the salmonella and everything in the process. So once I get this all cleaned, I will be back. So, by using some cold water, I start by pulling back the chicken skin here. Some of the chicken will have skin and some may not. But I just start by pulling it off and removing some of that slime, as you can see. And this is the first step that I do when cleaning my chicken. Now, some people like to use vinegar, some like to use lemon juice, some like to use lime. I'm using the lime juice because that's what I have available at the moment. Once I get this all pulled back, then I'll pull some of that skin back up. And this is just the first step to me cleaning my chicken. And then after I pull this loose and do that, then we'll use the salt and the lime juice for the final step of cleaning the chicken. Just pulling the skin back and washing it under the water. Getting those little membranes along there. Covering this, removing that little fat piece. And like I said, the sink will be all bleached and wiped down with soap once I am done. And I'm going to do that to the rest of these chicken legs here. And we'll be right back. Okay, so now you can see my chicken is at the first step of the cleaning process. Now I am about to add the salt. And you can use either salt, any type of salt. And then I'm also going to add some of the lime juice. And this is going to finish the cleaning process. I'm doing about approximately a half a cup of lime juice. You can eyeball with the salt. And then this is the second step in cleaning the chicken. It helps remove any particles, any as well as help flavor and season it. But this is how I start to clean my chicken. And then after I go through and to each piece of chicken with the salt and the lime juice, then this will get rinsed off with plain water a few more times. See, there's a membrane that I didn't get a chance to get. And I did remove some of the skin off of a few pieces of the chicken, and some of the chicken is going to remain with skin. Another piece of the membrane. This is going to remain with the skin on. This one, it has no skin, because I don't know, my kids are picky at times. Sometimes they want skin, sometimes they don't. So just making sure. I'll put it back up. Just kind of go through all this chicken here and rubbing it and cleaning it. See a little piece of fat or something I don't want, just go ahead and kind of cut it off. Stick it to the side. Another little membrane here. Now just kind of go through all the chicken and just clean it. Then they will all get rinsed off twice before I dry them and season them. This looks pretty good. And we'll be right back. I have just poured off the salt and the lime juice. Now I'm just running it under some cold water to rinse off any of the lime juice and salt residue. And the water should come out pretty clear once you're done with that step. See, got a little membrane caught up in there. And then I pour it off. And then I run it through one more time. Then I'll be ready to season. And this is what my chicken looks like after it has been rinsed off approximately 3 times. I'm going to transfer the chicken into another bowl, and then I'm going to wipe everything down with my soapy bleach water. Okay, so I've added my soap and my bleach. I'm adding a little bit more soap. And this starts the process of wiping and cleaning everything down with the soapy water. I have another video that shows how I also cleaned my chicken. I had my meat haul. I'll put the link in the description box below. But I figured I'd just do an updated version on what I do as far as when it comes to cleaning my chicken and the process. I wipe everything down. Smells a little bleachy in here, but I just try to make sure I don't spread any germs anywhere. All on the outside, of course. and come over here, because I'm not for sure where I splattered or if anything splattered. I just want to make sure I cover all my areas when I'm cleaning. Now, of course, you can use your spray bottles and stuff to clean, your area, your Lysol or Clorox sprays and stuff. But to keep from spraying around my meat, because I still have to season it, I just go ahead and just make some bleach water up. And I wipe it all down, all my areas of the sink, even the knobs. And I'm going to keep this bleach water because I do plan to, I still have to finish up my chicken and stuff. So I transferred my chicken into this bowl here because I'm going to now season it and get it prepped up for the baking process, because we're going to barbecue these wings in the oven. So I'm going to get my seasonings together and we'll be right back. Okay, so for my next step and my seasoning step, I'm going to have my hickory barbecue spice. Slap Your Mama. I have the low sodium version. You can use the regular if you like. All-purpose seasoning by Sazón. I have leftover bell peppers and onions along with some celery, and it has green and red bell peppers in here and red onions. I'm going to go ahead and use that as a nice flavoring for the chicken. I have my Wildman salad and vegetable herb blend. I have some honey hickory rub and some hickory smoked salt. Now, you can use whatever herbs or seasonings that you like for your chicken or your meat, but this is what I chose. And I am going to go ahead and, before I start this seasoning my meat, I'm going to go ahead and grab some paper towels and pat these dry and remove as much water as possible before I add my mixture of seasonings and herbs and spices. Okay, so I have patted them dry the best I could with some paper towel. Now it's time to begin the seasoning process. I'm going to change my gloves because I don't want to transfer my nasty hands to the herbs and spices container while I get this all prepared. Okay, so now that I have my chicken all ready here, I'm going to start by adding my hickory salt. You can add as little or as much as you like according to what you think your family may love. Like I said, this is just the seasonings and stuff that I am going to be using. Using my honey hickory by McCormick. I'm going to add my salad and vegetable herb blend. I love this stuff. It is like so universal. It has so many different nice herbs and stuff that you can use on just about anything. Your parsley, it has your dill, it has a little bit of basil and other stuff. I'm going to use a little bit of my Sazón. It may seem like a lot, but remember I got chicken at the bottom and I want to make sure I coat it all. I'm going to use a little bit of my low sodium Slap Your Mama Cajun seasoning. And I'm also going to use my hickory smoke barbecue spice, because this is going to be barbecue chicken. And now that I've added all of my, just trying to put tops on everything, I'm going to add my leftover red bell peppers, green bell peppers, my celery, and my onions. This is a step you can omit, but this was just left over from a salad mix that I did a few days ago. And I just felt that it's going to give some really good flavor to this. And this is going to bake in the oven on 375 degrees. Just going to marinate and mix this all together. 375 degrees for approximately 45 minutes to an hour, because this has bones in it, so you want to make sure that it's, done all the way through. I will around half-hour mark. Cover these up. I'm going to cover them up and let them bake in the oven. And then half mark, I'll flip them over and then let them bake uncovered. So some of the liquid that's going to come from the chicken can dry up. Like I said, adding the bell peppers and onions and the celery pieces is optional, but I just think it's going to add a very good flavor to the chicken. It's going to let this go through. Now, if you don't plan to cook this right away, you can also let this marinate overnight, and it'll add so much flavor to your chicken, even better. So I'm going to actually go ahead and add probably a pinch more of this hickory herb, this hickory blend here, and some more of this. Oh no! Good thing I cleaned out my sink. Some more of this herb, vegetable blend. Making sure that I coat all the pieces of the chicken before I place it in the oven. It's better to sometimes don't want to over salt your chicken or anything, because it's better to have, possibly just a little, not enough than too much, because if you add too much salt to your meat and everything, you can't rinse it off. It's not going to come out right. So I believe this is pretty good. I add a pinch more just to be on the safe side. Just a pinch more of my sazon, because of the skin and everything. I kind of want to make sure the flavors go all over the chicken. Making sure it's all well incorporated here. And looks like everything is coated pretty nicely. I only have one glove hand, so I'm trying to do this cautiously without having to touch. Okay, cover this up. All the pieces that have skin, I want to lock in those juices. And then I'm going to transfer this chicken into, I'm going to let this marinate for about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm going to get my baking pan out, preheat my oven, and we're going to go from there. Now that the chicken has marinated some, I'm going to transfer it into this baking dish. And like I said, I'm going to have the oven preheated at 375. And I'm going to let this cook for approximately an hour. I'm going to do half hour of it covered, half hour of it uncovered. Come on, get up. Ooh. Try to do every other. Try to make sure too that the skin covers over the chicken. Let me know in the comments below, what is a good dish or side dish would you eat with your, pulling one up and the other one going down, with your barbecue chicken, with your legs or whatever part. What's your favorite part of the chicken that you enjoy? Me, I'm more of a wings and breast person. Very rare will I do this part. Just my choice. This is mainly for my children. But sometimes I put my foot in it so good that I have no choice but to go ahead and have me one of these legs. I mean, they be the bomb.com, baby. You know. So I'm just getting this, placing them accordingly. May look like I don't have much space, but I'm going to make sure I got some space up in this mug because I ain't wasting another dish. I don't care if I'm not washing dishes. I'm going to find a spot. It's going to squeeze in there somehow. Just like that. It's going to squeeze up in there. And I'm just going to pour this over it. I'll be right back because I can't hold the phone and record at the same time. Now it's complete. This is the chicken. So now I'm going to cover this up with some foil and let this bake. And we're going to come back at the half-hour point and I'll let you see how the chicken look. Okay, so this is the chicken so far after 30 minutes. And unfortunately, 375 don't seem to be high enough. So I pumped it up to 400 for my chicken because it's not giving the look that I'm going for. So I'm going to let this go to 400. I am going to still flip the chicken over, but I'm going to let it cook for an additional 40 minutes instead of 30 like I was going to say, because I want to make sure this chicken is done all the way through. I was trying to do like the steaming method by using some foil to cover over it as it cooks, but it smells real good. That's about all I can say. But yeah, I am going to go ahead and I pumped it up, like I said, to 400 degrees. And then we're going to see from there. I'm going to flip these over and I'm going to let them cook some more. In my pot here, I have my homemade barbecue sauce. If you'd like to see how I make my homemade barbecue sauce, I will put that link in the description box below. The only thing different is instead of using the regular yellow mustard like I did in my video, I changed it up for this one and added some stone ground brown mustard, spicy brown mustard, so it could give a little bit of a kick. But yep, this is my barbecue sauce, and I will leave that in the description box below, that video on how I make it. Look at all those different herbs and spices in it. Homemade barbecue sauce for chicken a lot of times is so much better. Now, if you don't have time to make the homemade barbecue sauce, feel free to use whatever barbecue sauce you have in your pantry from your local grocery store. So, this is all good and done. I have it low and simmering, but that is what we're going to brush our chicken with. Now that I have taken the chicken out the oven, this is what it looks like. It looks so much better than earlier. Putting it at 400 degrees made a very big difference. So I am going to drain most of the juice off of this chicken so that way I could put my sauce on here, my homemade barbecue sauce right here. And this is going to get glazed with it using my little brush here. I don't want my barbecue sauce to be runny and everything. So I'm going to drain off this juice and put it to the side and put my barbecue sauce on here and let it sit in the oven for another 10 minutes. This is the juice that was pulled from the chicken here. Now, I will not discard this juice because this broth here is very tasty and it will be used for another dish. I'm going to let it cool and then I will place it inside of a jar, which will go into my freezer until I'm ready to use it for another recipe. But this is the chicken, and now I'm about to glaze it. Oops, sorry for the loud noise. Gonna baste this and then just kind of go over these chicken legs. This barbecue chicken is going to be so delicious and tasty. And like I said, it's going to go into the oven for an additional 10, maybe 15 minutes. It depends. But I want the sauce to kind of bake and coat on these very well. that flavor from those bell peppers and onions and the celery really soaked into the chicken. So I want to finish basting these real quick, and we'll be right back. After those additional 10 minutes in the oven, this is our barbecue legs. They are so delicious, and many of them have fallen apart because they got so tender. And there you have it. I had to go ahead and plate these babies up. These are my barbecue chicken drumsticks. Man, these mugs are so delicious and tender. They were falling off the bone as I was plating these babies. So if you like this video, please click like, share, and subscribe. Please leave a comment down below. What size that do you like with your barbecue chicken? Or how would you eat these? Would you eat these and by adding some hot sauce to them? Or, what part of the chicken do you like? But yeah, I think these babies came out very good. Of course, you can have whatever sides you like. Some coleslaw, like I love macaroni and cheese. You can have this with some beans and rice on the side. Maybe have some greens, cornbread, or you can do just some potato salad, macaroni salad, tossed salad, whatever. This is some good chicken. Thank you for watching. God bless, and hope you have a great and wonderful day.